It never started as a big fat idea. I looked around my own neighborhood and said, I see all these problems I want to solve. I don't want to see empty storefronts. I want to see a place where people can create their own job. The 2300 block of Milwaukee, of which we're a part, had really been a wasteland for nearly 30 years, where everything just seemed to be boarded up or vacant or empty.
Zena decided to turn a vacant building in her Chicago neighborhood into a beautiful, eco-friendly business that would also be a business incubator.
The Logan Square Kitchen consists of two main parts. There's an event space in the front that allows for private parties, wedding receptions, corporate meetings, and the like. And that event space supports and subsidizes a shared commercial kitchen that's available to food entrepreneurs on an hourly basis. The kitchen is stations, individual stations or galleys available to food entrepreneurs by the hour. So anyone who wants to start a micro food enterprise can do so legally in a licensed, safe, commercial environment. I'm incubating. People that dream about having their own bakery one day, having their own storefront one day, come here. And this kitchen allows people to start little businesses without that financial risk. When I think about this place being the little American dream factory, it's because my grandparents were immigrants, and I was taught from the time I was very small that you can be anything you want to in this country.
Unfortunately, Zena encountered bureaucrats who didn't think she could be anything she wanted to be. She could only be something that fit in a licensing category. Zena's creative business model didn't fit neatly in any of their boxes, however, and the city flip-flopped repeatedly on what box to put her in.
I was in a limbo with the city with respect to those licenses, and there was some question about was I a banquet hall, was I a restaurant? It took 15 months from the time that I applied until I actually picked up the licenses. Saying the word yes in City Hall is fraught with risk, and that's the nature of the way the system is set up there. And so it's an uphill battle for any innovator.
The city also changed the rules about whether the little businesses using the shared kitchen needed licenses too.
I was given instruction in the summer of 2009 to get a retail food establishment license, which I did, and to let my clients work here under that umbrella. And I operated with that direction from City Hall till February of 2010, when an inspector went into Kitchen Chicago and started destroying food. There was nothing unsafe about the food. Thousands and thousands of dollars of product was destroyed. That was the property of food entrepreneurs in that shared kitchen. I got a telephone call from the Department of Business Affairs saying, I hear that people are working in your place without a license. And I said, yes, they are. That is the instruction your department gave me. Well, I'm calling to tell you now that that's wrong. And if someone shows up, you're going to be in trouble. And the phone hung up, and 2 days later, there were licensed investigators at my door. I've been inspected by the health department 14 times, I believe. I was inspected by the licensing folks a couple of times, and then all the other task force inspection. If I had been promptly licensed back in September of 2009 when I applied, I'd be 2 years ahead of where I am today. If our business fails, the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection is the single largest contributing factor.
Sadly, Zena did close the Logan Square Kitchen, leaving 15 entrepreneurs without a home. Logan Square Kitchen could not recover from the delays, holdups, and expenses created by City Hall. The city boxed her in and then boxed her out. As a result, Chicago lost the innumerable jobs that Logan Square Kitchen could have created and incubated.
What our experience has been with the city of Chicago is that innovation and things that are new are to be treated with extreme caution and, as always, potentially harmful. And I'm here to say, sometimes those new things can be really good.
To allow entrepreneurs like Zena Murray to flourish, local governments have to change their approach to licensing business startups. To learn more about how local governments can open up job opportunities, read Space to Work by Beth Krieger, the director of the IJ Clinic on Entrepreneurship.
And what kind of city could we really have if innovators that maybe weren't as well capitalized as we are could have really made some things happen?